how many more variations of Converse Runstar can we have? Today's video, we have the Converse Runstar Legacy Chesea CX Luxe sneakers. That is a little bit of a mouthful. If we take a little bit of a rewind, a couple years ago, we had the Converse Runstar Hike that came out, and there was a lot of hype around it. I feel like it's very different to the kind of, you know, OG Converse shoe. That was one of my first videos that blew up, so Converse Runstar Hikes hold a special place in my heart. Anyway, about a year ago, we had another kind of variation of that. We had the Converse Legacy trainer, which was very similar to the Runstar Hike. I have also done a video on this, but it was a little bit more designer for me. It was a little bit more bougie. Now, off the back of that, we now have a Chesea Legacy sneaker. So we've taken the kind of Legacy sneaker and we've made it into a Chesea boot. That is the kind of background behind the shoe and how over, you know, the past few years we have got here. There's been so many different variations. Anyway, before we get into today's video, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you are subscribed to stay updated with all my latest videos. I usually drop a minimum 2 a week. Now let's get into these bad boys. So here we have the Converse Runstar Legacy Chesea CX Luxe boot. So at first glance, I do have to point out that this is the same silhouette as a Runstar Legacy trainer sneaker. However, I would probably classify this as a boot, and solely for the reason that it doesn't have laces. If everything was the same but had laces, I probably would call this a sneaker, but because it doesn't, I am probably going to go with a boot. However, you know, boot sneakers still along the same vibe. These came in at £125, $130. The Legacy trainers are actually about £10-ish cheaper, which I think is actually very good because you are getting a whole completely different shoe, a whole completely different vibe, and there's not, you know, a huge difference between them both. As you can see, I did pick up this pair in black. They also did do a white pair, but at the moment there is only black and white. Obviously, I went for black because I feel like, you know, you can't beat black. Also, when it comes to autumn and winter, I'm always looking for a new black boot because black boots are literally the kind of shoe that you want to be wearing in those kind of colder months. Let's take a closer look into the details of this shoe. As I mentioned, and as you can see, I did get the black colorway. Every single detail on this shoe is in black, which I absolutely love. And I think that's what makes it a little bit more discreet as well, that you wouldn't necessarily know that it was Converse. Obviously, usual kind of Converse logos have the black and white in it, which kind of contrasts and stands out. But as you can see, this is literally all in black. On the upper, we do have a couple different types of material. So first of all, we have this full grain leather. This is a very, very nice leather, and I feel like for boots as well, leather is one of those perfect materials. It's kind of hard wearing and keeps your foot warm. Then we also have a lot of rubber. If we turn around to the front near the toe box, you will see that we have this kind of rubber toe cap. Again, I feel like this is absolutely perfect for winter. You need something that is durable and that is also water resistant. In addition to this, the rubber is very bulky, which fits in with that platform aesthetic. So I feel like it has 2 purposes. Obviously, one for the actual physical wear, and then second of all for the aesthetic looks of it. We do also have rubber towards the back if we turn around, which I absolutely love, and I feel like that is in a perfect place. And then we also have the star logo here as well. Again, a very subtle logo kind of merged in, as it is kind of embossed into the rubber itself. Around the back, we do have this stretchy material, sock liner material, is to give that effect when you put it in. It literally feels like a sock. It's very, very tight, so you definitely need this heel tab here that is in a fabric material. As you will notice, as I mentioned, there is a black logo here. Now, what is interesting about this black logo is that, as you can see, it is made of rubber, but usually what we have is we have the logo, so the words and the star logo and the circle on top of something like a badge, but here we don't have any kind of background to it. We literally just have the words and the logo, and the background is the actual sock liner material. As I said, what makes this more as a boot than a sneaker is definitely got to be the zip here, and as you can see, we kind of have these leather overlays which kind of covers it, which is really, really nice. But as you can see, you can open it, of course, to get your foot in, so you don't have to kind of slip it into that hole, which is brilliant. Whilst we've got this open, if we do take a look into the insole, we do just have a black insole, and then up there we have the the Converse Legacy logo in a color red as well, which does stand out very, very nicely to the rest of the shoe, but of course you're barely ever gonna see it. Now, moving on to the main part of this shoe has definitely got to be the midsole and the sole. So this is a CX foam midsole, which we have seen before in their other Runstar trainers, which means it's going to be super, super comfortable. We've got an all black sole going on, and as you can see, we have a lot of different kind of parts to it. We almost have this cutout part here at the back, as you can see, which is different to the rest of the shoe. This is made in a kind of, it's same kind of rubber, but it's got a different kind of texture on it. We do also have it round to the front as well. And then behind that, we just have a kind of normal rubber. There is a lot of rubber in this shoe, and it is definitely quite heavy. Then if we turn to look towards the bottom of the shoe, we have an all black sole, and we also have a lot of traction, which is perfect for those kind of colder months, especially when we might be seeing a little bit of snow. Sizing wise for these, I went true to size, so I got my normal size, which is size 7. All the Runstars I've ever bought, I always go for a size 7 as well, and they fit perfectly, so there's absolutely no difference in these. Now, after trying them on, they do fit very different to a kind of normal Runstar hike, for example, or even a normal Converse. Of course, you've got the platform thing going on, so you are going to be a couple inches taller. So if you're looking for a boot that's gonna make you tall, this is definitely it. These are unisex as well, so any gender can wear them. Just touching on boxing, they come in the normal standard Converse box, so pretty boring to be honest with you, and it is a huge box because these shoes are big. Tried these on, they were very, very tight around the ankle, as you can see. I initially thought that they weren't actually going to go up, but they did, and that is the style of these. So they are very tight around the ankle, but I do think that's a good thing, you know, because, you know, I could run in these. They are that supportive on my foot. I feel like other boots I wouldn't necessarily be able to run in, and the boots I've had previously, because they're a bit too loose, and I feel like boots aren't made for running. However, with these, because of the support that you've got around the ankle and the tightness, you could actually run in these, as well as they're being really comfortable. You do have the CX foam midsole, which we have seen before. So these aren't your kind of normal standard boots. I would say that they fit the vibe, they fit the aesthetic of a kind of bougie kind of boot, but at the same time they do have that kind of trainer element in them in terms of the comfortability of them. For me, this is definitely giving a bougie boot. If I didn't know that this was Converse, and if we took away the logo and things like that, I've definitely seen a few designer boots. Now I'm talking about the 800 and thousands of pounds boots that are very, very similar to this. So I do feel like they are giving that vibe, which I am a huge fan of. Of course, they are platform, so you have to be kind of in that platform vibe. I feel like for the last few years, platform, any kind of shoe that is platform is in. I think we do have to give Converse credit for their innovation. I do feel like, you know, they're keeping up with these trends. I'm a huge fan of these. I absolutely love this kind of black bougie boot kind of vibe going on. I just think they look so good. And they look so much more expensive than what they actually are as well. Let me know what you guys are saying in the comments below, especially all my Converse fans. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I hope you guys have a blessed week.